Okay, we are live, Christie. So the first question is, what are your three weaknesses in applying for the job as a unit secretary?
Three of my weaknesses would be, gosh, I guess this is the part where I should say I'm nervous because now I'm super nervous. Um, Three weaknesses would be that I don't have exceptional experience in clerical positions. In fact, I have no experience in any type of clerical position. So that would be a weakness. I have a tendency to become a bit anxious, as you can see. That would be a second weakness. And my third weakness would be I take I take time when I work on a project and I put a lot of energy into it, and I think sometimes that can actually hurt me more than it does help me.
Great. The second question is, what would you do if a patient hit you?
Well, if a patient hit me, of course, I would be understanding because I understand that sometimes there are special circumstances that patients are in, whether they be mental, emotional, or physical. So I would act in the most professional manner possible. And if it were a incredible problem as far as this were causing harm to myself or others, I would seek help from security, my supervisor, my coworkers. Um, Depending on the situation is how I would react.
Okay. The third question is, why should we hire you as a unit secretary, and what are your strengths that would prepare you for this job?
Um, I'm a devoted and dedicated employee. My strengths are that I'm professional, courteous, um, dedicated. I feel like I would be an asset to your team. I think that I would give it my all, and I would like to grow with your company. And I feel like this would be a good opportunity to utilize my education and the skills that I've developed thus far.
Okay, and the fourth question is, describe a project that demonstrates your organizational abilities.
A project that demonstrates my organizational ability would be my senior project, which I completed for school summer term. It was 40 to 50 pages long, and I needed to really divide up my time in order to complete this project. It to date has been the biggest project that I've completed for school, and I feel like I was able to really use my time wisely in the sense that I was able to break it up and to get it done on time and complete and receive a good grade and positive feedback.
And the last question is, in the past, describe a situation or job where you have had to multitask and how you handled the situation.
Oh, a job that I've had to multitask. Well, when I was working for the Early Learning Center, all day, every day was multitasking, caring for children, answering phones, especially when there was an event like a sick child who, say, was vomiting. That became a time when I needed to multitask and to take care of that child, take care of the other children, make sure they were staying away, and phoning the parent. And I think that that in itself is a good example of something that I would have done in the past where I needed to multitask because there were many instances that that had happened, and I learned to prioritize and to take care of the things that I needed to get taken care of in order to make
Okay, and that is all of my questions, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to Christy. Sorry about that, Christy. I'm getting feedback on my end. Hold on one second. Okay, I think the feedback is gone. Go ahead with your first question.
Okay, my first question is what can you offer this company that someone else can't?
I can offer many things at this company that others can't. The first is my communication skills. I've been a telecommunication officer for Oregon and Washington as a 911 dispatcher. I can communicate in high stress level situations, and being able to multitask is something that I do very well. And I can handle volatile or stressful situations. Secondly, I believe that I have other skills that others don't, which is customer service skills at a high volume where I can handle multiple calls at one time and also give research and give customer service skills at the same time. I'm able to look up information and give the and give feedback back to our customers in a positive and professional manner. Go ahead with your second question.
Okay. Were your boss's strengths and weaknesses at your previous job?
My boss's strengths and weaknesses at my previous job. I will go ahead and start with his weaknesses. The weaknesses would be not being as involved in the um, room awareness and what's going on with his employees below him, and sometimes not giving enough feedback to those employees when they need feedback on certain circumstances or events that happened. And his strengths were always being in a positive and upbeat manner. He was always on time and very professional. He dressed professionally, had a positive approach on situations. And lastly, he was always willing to talk to you about any sort of situation, whether it was a certain call or something going on in the workplace, and always handled it in a very professional manner. Go ahead with your next question.
In the event that you're faced with an irate customer, how would you respond?
In the event that I would have an irate customer, I would respond in a very professional, calm, and make sure that I reassure the customer that I am there to help them and to make sure that I can accomplish their goals of the situation, and make sure that I always offer them something that I can do for them, even if it may not be exactly what they want or need in the situation. Go ahead with the next question.
Do you have experience with Excel or other spreadsheet programs? And do you feel you are proficient?
I do have experience in Word and Microsoft Excel. I have taken a class where I have made spreadsheets and been able to um, put them into a manner that it is supportive for my boss and other coworkers in situations. And I feel that I am very proficient in Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word programs. I'm also very proficient in customer service programs such as priority programs, priority based programs, and other CAD related programs that are very extensive based that are kind of difficult to maneuver. I feel that I have the ability to maneuver in those programs and also provide good information for my coworkers and boss in that manner. Any other questions, Christy?
I have one final question. Are you familiar with the services provided by our department?
I am familiar with the services that you provide by this department. This has been a very big program that I've been wanting to be a part of. I have education and experience that I believe will allow me to be a great asset to um, your company. The Department of Health is something that I wanted to work for many years. I have several years in customer service, and I also have many years in communication skills and providing customer service skills over the phone and in a person matter. I also have a associate's degree in health education and promotion, and am working on my bachelor's degree, and I believe I would be a great asset to the Department of Health in providing customer service to the patrons that it provides services to. Any other questions?
That is all.
Okay, great. I'm going to stop the broadcast.